Guys, and welcome back. Today we are going to take a look at Batman Beyond from McFarlane. We have got one of the newer releases that they have done, and he's got these cool little, rocket boots and everything like that. So we're going to take a crack open on this packaging, and we're going to pull him out and see how he looks. Now, and right out of the box, we have got our three separate pieces. We have got our box, we've got our insert that comes with this cool little stand for him and everything, little trading card, and then, of course, we have got Batman Beyond, Terry McGinnis himself here. And we've got a batarang, we've got an alternate set of hands, and then we've got, of course, our rocket jet boosters right here and everything. And this guy is looking great. I'm actually kind of excited about him. I'm not too keen on the way that these wings look, but we'll mess with those more when we get him out. So without further ado, let's go ahead and pull him out and take a closer look at what we're dealing with here. Alright, pulling him out of the box with a little bit of posing around and everything. We've got him on his stand there, and we have attached his thrusters to the bottom of his shoes there, and they do look quite nice. I really love when McFarlane does include a stand, and I feel like that is just superb right there. And then what they did here for this batarang, it's a pretty solid accessory. I really do enjoy that, because a lot of times you'll get those super flimsy accessories and it's like, why would you even put that in here and everything? And this, there's a little bit of push to it and everything, but for the most part, this is a solid piece. And you can see right there, it is a thick batarang and everything. And I feel like that's what works best with it, is if you make it a little bit thicker there. Now for our hands and everything, for our alternate hands, we have got just these kind of semi-closed grips and everything, so that you can, put that batarang in his hand or something. But for what he comes with on his hands themselves, he's got those claw hands, that we see with Batman Beyond a lot and everything. And I really like the mold for these hands particularly, because let's be honest, that's just a badass look for him and everything. In terms of articulation and everything, he's got the same articulation. We'll go over that in just a second. I do not like looking at this figure from behind, the way they have the wings and everything. They're just both kind of on there, and it has a little click system to it and everything. But you got to move the wings independently from each other. So this around and give you guys a little bit better of a look here at what we got going on. So the wings on the back of the arms here, there actually is this little kind of extra, whatchamacallit, piece. And of course, there's little holes on the wings, so you can put the wings to his arm and everything, so you can kind of pose him however you want with those wings and everything. Let's go ahead and take him off of here. These thrusters and everything, you've got a little peg, little hole in the foot and everything, pretty standard, and it's a nice little, snug fit there and everything. And the effect does look a lot nicer on him, it looks better than you would think. When you look at just this piece in the box, you're like, I don't know how well that's going to work, and it actually works out pretty well. Only thing that I noticed just from a quick little 2-second posing him around and everything, I couldn't quite get him to kind of feet together and torpedo up through the sky, kind of how you would really want him to look with those thrusters and everything. But I'm hoping that maybe I could find, after some more messing about, more than quick 5 seconds and everything, to be able to find something that works with him and everything. So with these wings here and everything, you can almost hear that. I don't know if it's going to pick up on that camera, but like I said, it's just got that one little click on it and everything. Not too, I wish these were removable, but it doesn't appear like they're supposed to be removed. I'm sure that you could get around that and everything, but you're still going to have that hole in the back where the wings are supposed to go and everything, So I would like another Batman Beyond figure with more of a pegged on wing, something that's not really going to like you could detach it, put it on however you want and everything, you know, or even something where like you just have like the wings themselves that are independent of the figure and clip on something similar to the way that they got this to clip on here and everything, you know, like I feel like that would be a nice thing because then you can still have the figure without the wings. But as far as articulation goes, we've got that good articulation, and you can, like I said, independently move the wings and everything, you know. So like I can like take this and come all the way around and everything. You can move them together, you can move them separately, so you can get that posability with the wings that you want. So that is nice. But then we've got our standard head articulation on that ball joint. And I do really like the face sculpt on this. Let's go ahead and flip this around, get that light on there. You can really see like he's got like just like that stern expression and everything. Like he looks pretty nice. And like the way the light is hitting that, it's actually like highlighting where like all those little details of the face are. Outside of the light, it actually does not look as defined. Like you see here, you can clearly see like this is the faceplate, this is like the helmet kind of thing, you know, but like outside of the light, let's see if we can capture that. You can't, like, you know, it looks more solid and flush and everything. So like that is just like a trick of the light to bring out that detail that they did put into it and everything. Like you throw that light on there, like you are seeing that and everything. That's like the only gripe I have about that face sculpt and everything. You know, if you want to like shine a spotlight on your figures or something, like you're going to see that well defined. Like, okay, well, like, because obviously he has like the full overhead, like, you know, and he's not like, doesn't have like the face gap, like, you know, like a regular Batman would. So flip this back around, get back to looking at the articulation, set this up, make sure it's not going to fall on us. So, went over the head, arms, we've got the standard, you know, we've got the whole all around, we've got the up and down, and we've actually got like the independent shoulder joint as well as like, so we've got like the joint here that goes into a joint that's right here that moves too and everything. So it gives you that little extra like action and everything. Just so you can see what I mean. This piece here is an independent joint as well, so if you can see where that connects into there, and then if you lift this up, you see how that moves there. That is a really nice feature too, that I feel like a lot more figures are starting to really showcase that and everything. Like I feel like I'm seeing more and more figures that are utilizing that, and that's really nice because it does give you that extra bit of mobility and movement and posability and everything. So coming back to it, again, double joint on the elbow, so you can really kind of get him like where you want him with that and everything. And then we've got the twist there at the shoulder as well, and then we've got the, I thought there was a twist at the forearm too, but I must have just been mistaking that for that one. But then we've got the full range with the ball on the wrist and everything, and so you can really like bend that wrist around the way that you want. And again, like with most of these figures and everything, it's just a peg on the arm, open hole on the fists and everything, so they're very easy to change out and everything. This one does feel a little bit looser than some of the other models they come out with, but this hand, putting that alternate hand on there, like that's a tight fit, so like it could just be because I was messing around with it and warmed it up a little bit. But all in all, I do like the original hands that comes with like the claw and everything. I love that with like the Batman Beyond music. He's got, it's just a better thing in my opinion. Now then, right there's your peg to go into the wings. Only thing I don't like about it is because it's like such an obvious add-on to the figure, you know. I mean, we're used to seeing, you know, our little like blades on the gauntlet and stuff, but then this one's just kind of like out of place until you, so like if you get this figure specifically with like the jet thrusters and everything, you're gonna want to pose him with the wings and like set up some kind of like, so that you don't have that like kind of like taken away from things, you know, like it my eye goes directly to it, like when I'm looking at him and everything. And as you can see on the video here and everything, you can see like where his arm, like that it just looks out of place. It's like there's an extra piece of plastic there. I don't really care for that. But then we've got the upper torso, and we've got a lower torso. Let me get my words straight here. Plus the twist, which is always a bonus there. That twist and everything, and you can kind of take them back, forward, a pretty decent amount. So you've got a good range on him and everything. And then we've got our legs, go full splits and everything, just we've got great mobility with what we can do with him. And then we've got the double knee joint where you got the lower leg that can move and the upper part too and everything. So you can get him kick himself right in the ass. We've got that toe movement that we see on a lot of these McFarlanes and everything. Then we've got the ball joint foot. So you get the full, you can twist that all around, you can bend it all around and everything. So all in all, it's really great and everything. So if we want to take a look real quick at height, let's get him straightened out here. You gonna stand? Stand. There we go. All right, so for height on this figure, we have got, let's look at him. There we go. For height, we're right in line with everything else. We've got about that 7-inch mark and everything. Right about 7 inches and everything. And I know my camera looks weird sometimes, but he does stand, well, with the ears included, he stands a little bit higher than 7. He stands about 7 1/4. About 7 1/4 to the tip of the ear and everything. So, we've got our standard 6-inch figure line there and everything. So I'm going to mess around with him. I'm going to try to get in a pose just to show you guys before we end this and everything. So we'll be right back. And there we have it. He's just, I do really, really like this figure. And I find it best, because of the way the wings sit on the back and everything. You're not really going to get, that right at his waist and everything. You're not going to hook him right at his waist, unfortunately. So I found that you can hook him right at the thigh there. And that does kind of give you a little impedance when you're trying to, pose the figure versus sitting at his waist and everything, because now all of a sudden we got Batman on house arrest, you know what I mean? But there it is. Enjoy. I really like this figure.